News Talk 610 AM and 102.1 FM. KVNU.
Good afternoon. It's now 4:05, and I'm Will Fielwright with your local headlines as we have sunny, clear skies, and it looks like it's going to remain nice through the rest of the week, but a chance of some snow on the horizon. I'll get to your weather forecast on the way in just a minute. Of course, speaking of the weather, a series of crashes along US 91 yesterday sent 7 people to the hospital and closed down a section of the highway for more than 4 hours. Now, the 2 multi-vehicle pileups occurred around 4 o'clock at milepost 44 near the Utah-Idaho border. Now, Utah Highway Patrol Sergeant Jason Kendrick said that the accidents appeared to have been caused by a dust storm that created low visibility. Now, the larger pileup involved 8 cars that were all traveling in the northbound lanes.
One car slowed down or near to a stop for the low visibility, and what I understand is cars ahead slowing down, which started this chain reaction crash that ended up being a total of 8 cars.
Now, one of the 7 injured individuals was a 20-year-old man who was driving a Pontiac Grand Am. He had to be extricated by emergency crews and transferred to McCady Hospital in critical condition. Now, the remaining 6 were transported to local hospitals with serious but non-life-threatening injuries. Now, while the 8-car pileup blocked the northbound lanes, a second chain reaction crash a block north involves 6 vehicles blocking the southbound lanes. However, no major injuries were reported. Eventually, the highway was reopened last night at about 8:30. Of course, high winds and those thunderstorms also caused a lot of people to lose power yesterday, with Rocky Mountain Power estimating that as many as 8,500 customers were without power at times. Now, the power outages went all the way from Lewiston down to Tokerville in Washington County. Now, one of the largest power outages was in the Salt Lake Valley. Meanwhile, about 1,000 people near Mendon were without power for some of the time as trees and power lines went down. And Utah Representative Blake Moore is calling on states to end the partisan race to the bottom on gerrymandering, as he calls it, suggesting a nationwide agreement among governors rather than federal intervention. Now, speaking on Monday, the Republican congressman proposed that all 50 governors commit to basic redistricting standards by the year 2030 to halt constant mid-decade map redrawing. Now, Representative Celeste Malloy echoed this sentiment, arguing that congressional mandates on state redistricting creates federalism issues. Now, the comments follow a surge in partisan redistricting efforts. Now, the push intensified when President Donald Trump encouraged Texas Republicans to redraw congressional maps for midterm advantages, but that prompted retaliatory gerrymandering by Democrats in states like California. Now, Moore, who faces a primary challenge from State Representative Carrie Ann Lisenby, had previously supported Utah's Independent Redistricting Commission. He criticized, though, recent court-ordered maps in Utah, but noted conservative hypocrisy in praising similar judicial interventions that have benefited Republicans in Virginia. Well, these clear skies are going to continue through the rest of the afternoon as we've been in the low 70s today. Tonight, overnight temps will drop into the high 30s. We'll see clear skies continuing into tomorrow. Friday's temperatures should be right around the mid-70s. Then we're going to enjoy a really nice start to the weekend with sunny skies on Saturday before a chance of rain and snow comes in for Sunday and Monday. And bringing you our weather here at the top of the hour is Whole Tree Care. When it comes to emergency cleanup, stump grinding, or routine maintenance, you can trust their over 30 years of experience. It's Whole Tree Care. Get more information by visiting WholeTreeCare.com. And I'm Will Fielwright. I'll have another check of local news coming up at the bottom of the hour. And up next, it's KVNU's For the People Show with Jason Williams.
This is Matt Robbins with Quality First Insurance, and we are now Alera Group. This is great news for you. Now you have more choices and strength of a top national broker in your corner with our local personal service. Every situation is unique. Now we can tailor coverages from deductibles and limits to risk management, so it fits you even better. Let's compare options and tighten your program. Same friendly faces, same local office. Call 435-752-0101.
Where you find out. News Talk KVNU 610 AM and 102.1 FM.
It's open road time at Discount Tire and Automotive. Stop in before your vacation and save big on tires, vehicle maintenance, and more. Through May 31st, buy 3 tires and get the 4th tire free. Plus 12 months, no interest financing. And keep your engine happy on those road trips with $25 off a synthetic oil change. Discount Tire and Automotive in Logan, Smithfield, and Providence will also do a free road trip inspection. See store for details. Discount Tire, the brands you trust, the team that keeps you rolling. Online at webtires.net.
Friday edition, Clay and Buck, the huge trip to China. What is the impact for President Trump? How is it impacting the Strait of Hormuz? Was there major success when it comes to negotiating on Iran? We will break all that down for you. Plus, we'll send you into the weekend with a big primary day coming up on May 19th. We'll discuss all that and more. You won't want to miss it. Come hang with us. Friday edition, Clay and Buck.
10 to 1 on News Talk KVNU, 102 FM and 610 AM. KVNU's For the People with Jason Williams and Bill Walter.
And it is Utah known as the fraud capital of the world. Not because we have more people committing fraud, but because we have so many people falling for it.
Going beneath the headlines and connecting you to the newsmakers.
The radio is a great way to get the word out to a lot of people in an emergency. So we thank you for your help and being a partner with us.
For the People on News Talk KVNU, 610 AM, 102.1 FM, online at 610kvnu.com and on the KVNU mobile app.
Welcome to KVNU's For the People. It is Thursday, May 14th, 66 degrees here, almost 67 at the Radio Ranch at 4:12 in the afternoon. Thank you for tuning in. I cough on purpose that time because I want to whine about the dust in the air from yesterday. Still killing me. Man, what a day. 75-mile-an-hour wind gust recorded at a weather station in Logan yesterday afternoon. Much better today. A little cooler than it has been, but getting closer at least to normal temperatures for this time of year, daytime high-wise. Thank you for tuning in. We have a lot to talk about, and we'll get right to it. It's Thursday. It's 4 o'clock. It's time for this week's episode of the For the People Theater Hour with Charlie Schill joining us here in the studio. And Charlie has just enjoyed his last slowish week of theater, and that comes to an end now. As we move into next week, Charlie's dance card remains full throughout the rest of the summer and into the fall.
Yeah, next week we got Pickleville coming on.
Yeah, Pickleville starts.
Followed by the week after that, the Cash Theater Company doing the Hello Girls here in Logan at Lionheart Hall. But the big news this week is, well, I'm going to leave you hanging for a minute.
You can leave me hanging. I already know I saw your story.
I was walking across campus this morning after picking up tickets for the Lyric, and I bumped into Richie Call. And he was on his way to downtown to pick up the keys for the Kane Lyric Theater because the work there is done now.
They're finished.
They're finished.
I wondered. I saw a carpet cleaning, a couple of carpet cleaning trucks parked out front,
which is what you have to do after.
Yeah. I was thinking about that. I thought that usually means construction is done, painting is done, all the dusty stuff is done, and they're just kind of polishing things up for the crowds.
Well, they really weren't doing anything on the audience side of the proscenium arch. Everything was in the stage house, on the actors' side of the arch.
I hadn't thought of that.
So that's probably just dust and everything tracked all over the carpets and that kind of stuff.
Sure. We got a little bit of that here at the station.
Yeah.
The last few weeks.
But it's really important to think about what a change that's going to be for the lyric.
Yeah.
For years, and I don't remember exactly how many years, but the entire fly system and the stage house of the theater was actually condemned.
Yeah, as unsafe.
As unsafe, yeah. So they haven't been able to hang any scenery from the flies and lift it up.
Yeah.
All of their sets have had to be built so that either they didn't move at all.
Yeah.
They were permanent, and or
with no weight resting on the overhead.
Or there was, you might have had things where a piece of furniture or a piece of scenery rotated so that you could change it slightly in between acts and that sort of thing.
I think they did that. Wait, am I remembering correctly? Was when Wait Until Dark was here several years ago, I think that was one of the last shows I saw at the Lyric. And they did that. They rotated sets. Nothing was hanging. Not even lights, actually. It seems like they had lights on the stage.
No. They've been hitting lights from the audience side.
Yeah.
But, the worst horror story I can recall was when they did Noises Off years ago.
Oh, wow, that's a while.
And at the time, Vasco Call was still alive at the time. And Richie was running a crew of interns. And it was their job between acts 2 and 3, or between 1 and 2 and 2 and 3, to rotate the entire set.
Well, the curtain closed.
And it took them like 45 minutes the first time they did it. And they're out there, and you can just hear the drills working while they're tearing up all the screws out of the set and trying to move it around. And it was fun for the audience, but I don't think it was fun for Richie.
That would be.
So he has told me that by the time they were done with that show, they had gotten it down to the point where the interns could actually swing the whole set around in time for a regular 15-minute intermission.
That's funny.
Yeah,
I'm sure it wasn't to them.
Well, oh no, he was sweating bullets. The poor guy. Anyway. He was going down today to see what's doing and to get the keys for the place. And, they've got 2 weeks or 3 weeks before any of their shows open down there. The first show they're going to do down there is Forever Plaid, which doesn't need much of a set.
No, that's pretty static set, right?
They maybe not do a lot of set planning design for this year because it's still going to be a problem for them to adjust to the change.
Yeah.
But it's going to make a big difference in the kind of things they can do on that stage in the Kane Lyric in future years.
It opens up a lot of options for them that, like you said, haven't been an option for quite some time.
No.
And that's, I think, when it comes to that theater as well, it's a theater where you would expect to go, when the touring Broadway stuff comes through, we're going to be at the Eccles, and the larger theater there. But there are these mid-range complex shows that the Lyric was kind of built for back in the day. Mm-hmm. That it, like you said, as it aged, it just couldn't be used that way anymore. Now they can use it that way again. And I'm excited to see if that makes them feel like they've got to pull out some stops and do something very unique or very,
We should try to get Richie down here next week.
That actually would be a fun conversation, just to see if he'll kind of give us his thinking on this.
Yeah,
because a lot of options, and exciting to have the Lyric back this summer. For how many years now?
This is their 60th anniversary.
60th anniversary, and under construction for 3 years at least, right? Was it 4?
No. It's only been
that's right.
It's only been a couple of years.
They were here in 2024 spring of 2024 when they shut down. Happy to have them back. All right. For the People Theater Hour with Charlie Schill underway here, and we've got a lot to talk about. We'll get right back to it after this.
Daryl's Appliance is celebrating 56 years with a giant one-day sale this Saturday. This is Jay from Daryl's Appliance. Triple dip your savings. It's easy. First, anniversary pricing store-wide. Second, pop a balloon and win up to $300 off your purchase. And third, exclusive mail-in rebates. Save up to $750 on top brands. Stack your savings and take advantage of 12 months deferred interest financing. Save big on Whirlpool, Cafe, Electrolux, and more this Saturday only at Daryl's West on Airport Road.
Get your cooling fixed, call Gary Riggs. Get your AC fixed, call Gary Riggs. If you're having cooling problems, we're here to get them fixed. Just pick up the phone and call Gary Riggs. 435-512-6633. We'll come to you. Our service fee is low, just $25. We repair all brands and have certified installers. Get your cooling fixed, call Gary Riggs. Get your AC fixed, call Gary Riggs.
There's nothing quite like a great night of music. Join the Cache Valley Men's Chorus for It's a Grand Night for Singing, Friday, May 17th at 7 p.m. at the Logan Tabernacle. Enjoy an evening filled with incredible harmonies, fun entertainment, and unforgettable music the whole family will love. Again, that's the Cache Valley Men's Chorus presenting It's a Grand Night for Singing, Friday, May 15th at 7 p.m. at the Logan Tabernacle. Come enjoy a grand night for singing with the Cache Valley Men's Chorus. Friday the 15th at 7 p.m. at the Logan Tabernacle.
Hi, this is Gordon Deal. Friday on This Morning, America's First News. President Trump's latest message on affordability is further complicated by recent economic indicators. We'll have analysis. Also, the Make America Healthy Again movement is often tied to vaccines and food additives, but something else is now a top priority. And the 3 things to calculate if you plan to retire early. Friday on This Morning, America's First News. From 4 to 6 on News Talk KVNU, 610 AM and 102 FM. Your station for news and talk.
Welcome back to KVNU's For the People Theater Hour with Charlie Schill here in the studio. 2 days from now, Saturday evening at the Eccles, the Cache Valley Civic Ballet year-end performance is a ticketed event you can get out to this weekend. And then for the Eccles, it's kind of a pause until June 24th when they launch Utah Festival Opera and Musical Theater Company's 1776, the musical.
The big one.
The big one. And I talked to some summer citizens that were actually registering for a visitors bureau. I guess the visitors bureau is going to do like a little class to teach them how to stay up on what's going on in Cache Valley. And they were registering for that in downtown over last weekend. I ran into them, and I asked them what they were most excited about, and I was surprised. There was a group of about 6 people, roughly retired age, and every single one of them said they were most excited about the Pirates of Penzance, which, I mean, no diss for the Pirates of Penzance. It will be fun, but I'm surprised that was their answer. I thought maybe 1776 or there were a couple of other shows that are more of, I guess what you call staples, but they all said they were really excited about one woman said, the pirate one. That's what I'm here to see this summer.
That Gilbert and Sullivan show is just great. They did it a few years ago back, God, I can't remember the date. Might have been 2019, something like that.
It's been that long.
Yeah, and or earlier. And it was just marvelous. And they'll be prepared to do it up Brown again this year.
Yeah.
1776 is something that they're doing to be part of the 250th anniversary of the United States that happens on July 4th.
Yeah.
So you really can't find a musical as topical as that.
Yeah.
We've done
good timing.
Oh yeah, perfect
really
timing.
Good timing.
Perfect timing. And you've still got the last time they did this show, Michael was a little young for the role.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now he's more age appropriate.
I was going to say now it fits. This is honestly, I think, one of the most eclectic seasons that they've had. They obviously had, last summer to think about this and what they were going to do this year. But as if you look at this sort of as a comeback tour for the Festival Opera, the one that is still intriguing me the most, just because I'm such a sucker for this. When there's something, and I think, how are you going to do that? The Scully and Ginsburg. The curiosity of how you're going to turn.
That's a totally modern thing. Just as they're doing it as a 2-act show, but actually it's a 1-act. Scalia Ginsburg is the first act, a separate opera, and then Trial by Jury comes in and is the second act. The trick there is both of those shows, and of course, the last 5 years you just have Vanessa Ballum and Stefan Espinosa in the show. That's it. It's a 2-man show, 1 man, 1 woman show.
Yeah.
Scalia, Ginsburg, and Trial by Jury are also small cast operations.
Yeah.
So, they're putting the majority of their effort into the 2 big cast shows, which are Pirates and 1776.
Yeah.
So it's a nice balance. You got small cast, intimate shows, and you got blockbusters.
Yeah.
And that's what the Festival Opera is known for.
Yeah. And they do have, their traditional, they're doing the late night cabaret.
Sure.
Again, 11 p.m. on 3 nights?
Yeah, 3 different times.
Yeah. Oh, here, June 18th, 23rd, and July 2nd. And that's that's become a staple of the Festival Opera season. But,
and it's really fun.
Yeah, that is. People ask how to get tickets for that. The easiest way for the late night cabaret, and I'd get them now, because this is not a theater. This is a Cafe Sabor, the restaurant. Seating is very limited.
Outdoor, and it's totally done outdoors.
Yeah, and it is not reserved seating. Like, you walk in and you kind of just find a seat.
Find a seat.
Wherever you can.
Find a table.
Yeah, and so that is $15, and the easiest way to get a ticket for that is actually just stop by the Dansant box office. They're open till 5 Monday through Wednesday, it says. And
I think it's Monday and Wednesday.
Oh, yes, right. Monday and
through.
Wednesday, not through. So Mondays and Wednesdays open till 5, and Thursdays open until 2, and that's it. But and that's 18 West Center Street for those not familiar. Or sorry, no, that's the Utah Theater address.
Yeah.
59 South First West for the Dansant box office. But that's one of the easiest ways to get tickets, is just actually stop at the box office. But I would do it now.
Because that allows you to choose which date you want to.
Yeah.
The trick is watch what you've done earlier that evening.
Because it doesn't start until 10.
It doesn't start till 11, which should be plenty of time for everybody to get there, assuming that a show is going to end by 10:30 or so. But
yeah.
You never know. I've managed to arrange for it. I think I'm doing a matinee on the 18th, and then go back at 11 for the Cabaret show.
That's a good idea. Yeah, so you have a little break.
Yeah,
that is.
Well, I mean, think about it. With the way the Festival Opera and the Lyric are overlapping with their openings.
Yeah.
There's a lot of days when I can't figure out when I'm going to write the reviews.
Yeah.
I mean, you go see something in the afternoon. There isn't time to write a review between that and an evening show.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll be looking at 2:00 in the morning, 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah,
woo.
For the most part.
And then go back and do it the next day. Woo.
That's right.
Not much fun.
And that is a big day, too, if you think about that. Again, that is part of the official Utah Festival Opera and Musical Theater lineup this summer, but there's a lot. The last 5 years, Pirates of Penzance, 1776, Scalia and Ginsburg, and Trial by Jury in one night, Cat in the Hat for the kids, the Utah Theater doing the musical movie marathon right now, actually, and then silent films as well. I was sad to see, speaking of that Utah Theater musical movie marathon, I'd made a note of this and then I spaced it and I forgot.
You didn't go to see...
I missed Brigadoon.
Brigadoon.
Yeah. That is one I've never seen that film. Familiar with the story, but...
I would have loved to have seen it on a big screen.
Yeah, that was what I was...
I've seen it on television.
Yeah.
But...
I wanted to see it at the theater, an actual theater, and I completely spaced it this week.
The dancing in that is just magnificent.
It's one of the coolest stories. And, so I missed that. But don't be like me. Go to utahfestival.org. You can actually see the lineup and then buy tickets at the utahtheater.org website in advance or at the box office. And this weekend, tonight, or Friday night and Saturday night, they have Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Which is a fun one. Beauty and the Beast, La La Land, South Pacific, Annie, The King and I, and then they just keep going. They've got June 5th, Grease, Mamma Mia in June as well. This should be a big one, and this is actually one I wouldn't mind seeing on the big screen. They've got Sound of Music, June 15th and 16th, so there's a lot. Camelot, one of the lesser knowns, and it just keeps going all through the summer. So.
They kind of butchered Camelot when they made the movie.
That movie was not the best rendition of, Did you see they've got Cabaret, though, August 4th? I was impressed to see them add that to the list. So there's a lot, basically. UtahTheater.org for tickets. Utah Theater playing along this summer with the musical movie marathon, which is basically running all summer long, as well as their silent film program, which runs June 10th through the 15th with a lot of the Chaplin greats and others. So there's a lot in downtown. We'll be back with more of the For the People Theater Hour with Charlie Schill right after this look at the news with KVNU's We'll Feel Right.
Well, thank you, Jason. It was yesterday about this time we were dealing with thunderstorms and some very strong winds that had knocked out power throughout the area, had caused several crashes up along Highway 91 near Cove. But that wasn't the only crash. The dust storms also affected a 5-vehicle pileup in eastern Idaho yesterday afternoon that sent 3 people to the hospital there. Now, Idaho State Police say the crash happened along State Highway 34 just north of Soda Springs. Now, 3 drivers had stopped their vehicles to wait for the severe weather to pass. Troopers say that the driver of a Toyota Prius then attempted to pass the stopped cars but ended up blocking the opposite lane of traffic. Now, moments later, the driver of a pickup truck also tried to pass the line of cars. That truck sideswiped one vehicle and then slammed into the Prius, causing a chain reaction. Now, all three people in the Prius who were visiting from Wyoming were taken to a local hospital. Police noted one passenger was not wearing a seatbelt. Well, Unified Fire Authority crews say they were able to step in and save an estimated 25 million bees on Tuesday after a semi-truck transporting them broke down in Parley's Canyon east of Salt Lake City. Now, the unseasonable heat had posed a lethal threat to the insects, which, under normal transit conditions, a truck's forward movement generates enough continuous cooling breeze through the trailer to be able to provide airflow for the bees to be okay. However, with the truck stopped, the bees suffered the risk of possibly overheating and dying. Now, to mitigate the danger, firefighters carefully misted the trailer with a fire hose, successfully keeping the bees cool, calm, and also safe. Now, officials noted that the commercial vehicle was hauling approximately 480 hives, with each hive containing about 40 to 60,000 bees. Now, despite the massive swarm and the delicate nature of the temperature control operation, authorities reported that the rescue was a success and no firefighters were stung. And finally, a federal judge has granted a protective order for student plaintiffs as a lawsuit is challenging Utah's sensitive materials library law. Now, the lawsuit, which was filed by students and the estates of several authors, argues that the legislation violates the First Amendment. Now, under the policy, a book is removed from all Utah public school libraries if 3 school districts or 2 districts and 5 charter schools deem content as being objectionable. Now, at least 34 books have been banned statewide so far. Let Utah Read co-founder Rebecca Cummings has called the law government overreach and has argued that parents should be able to dictate what their children read. Now, State Representative Ken Ivory, who had sponsored the legislation, defended the measure as a necessary standard to protect children from pornographic materials. Well, we're going to enjoy sunny skies through the rest of the afternoon with temperatures staying in the low 70s today. We'll see a little warmer weather tomorrow as Friday's high temps are going to be right around 74. And then sunny skies to start out the weekend, but then a chance of rain and snow coming in on Saturday as we could see quite a change and a shift in the weather by the end of the weekend and for the first of next week. And weather this hour is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. When it comes to keeping your car clean, they've got air fresheners, shop towels, all on sale and in stock at Napa Auto Parts. Their 5 stores are from Preston to Providence. And I'm Will Feelwright for KVNU News.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Final talks between U.S. and China's leaders getting underway in the next few hours. In meetings earlier, President Trump and President Xi touching on Taiwan, trade, and the war with Iran. The U.S. signaling it's open to China helping with the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz. ABC's Selena Wang is in Beijing.
The U.S. readout mentioned that both leaders agree the strait needs to be open, that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. But we didn't get any of that from the Chinese readout. No mention of the strait or even Iran at all by name, which reflects what experts have been telling me, which is that while Beijing wants this war to end, they see it as America's problem to solve. They don't want to get pulled in too deeply.
Despite higher prices for gas, groceries, and other goods due to the war, new data showing Americans kept spending at stores last month, but at a slower pace. Today, senators unanimously approved a resolution to withhold lawmakers' pay during government shutdowns. It follows a string of historic stalemates over funding. This is ABC News.
Spring is when everything starts to bloom again, including our confidence. At Bell Sculpt, we help women and men explore body contouring procedures designed around their goals. Moms, you've spent years putting everyone else first. It's time to take a moment for yourself. A Bell Sculpt consultation is completely free and zero pressure. This spring, it's your time to bloom with Bell. Schedule your free consultation today at bellsculpt.fm and enjoy 10% off any procedure from now till the end of May.
Bringing Wall Street to Main Street. From your local experts in downtown Logan, this is the Adams Wealth Advisors Market Report.
Hi, this is Brooke with Adams Wealth Advisors. China captured the market's attention today as a high-profile U.S. delegation arrived in Beijing for talks centered on trade and geopolitics. The delegation included President Trump, several administration officials, and the CEOs of some of the world's most influential companies. Both sides projected a relatively pragmatic tone. President Trump emphasized the importance of personal rapport, while China's president signaled greater openness to American businesses operating in the Chinese economy. At the same time, tensions beneath the surface remained evident. Taiwan was again described as the most sensitive issue in the U.S.-China relations, with Chinese officials warning that mishandling the situation could lead to conflict. Markets responded positively overall, with AI and AI-related companies leading the rally. The Dow Jones Industrial Average gained 370 points to close it above the 50,000 mark at 50,063. The Nasdaq rose roughly 0.75% to 29,580, and the S&P 500 gained a similar amount, ending at 7,501. Technology stocks led the market higher, rising more than 1%. NVIDIA was a standout performer, as its CEO joined the U.S. delegation in an effort to expand access to China's AI chip market. In the bond market, investors remained focused on inflation. Treasury yields were little changed overall, with the 5-year yield at 4.14% and the 10-year yield at 4.48%, and the 30-year Treasury yield remaining above 5%, its highest level in 19 years. Economic data continued to point towards resilience in the U.S. economy. Retail sales increased again, although inflation appeared to play a larger role in April's gains. Import prices also rose sharply, coming in about 1% above expectations. Looking ahead, tomorrow brings several industrial reports. It will also mark the final day for Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, who was originally appointed by President Trump in 2018 and has served ever since. His successor, Kevin Warsh, has pledged what he describes as, quote, regime change at the Federal Reserve. We'll continue to keep you updated.
That's your update from Adams Wealth Advisors, guiding your financial future one day at a time. For personalized help planning yours, reach out to us at 435-752-1702. See you soon, Cache Valley. Advisory services offered through Adams Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor. For important disclosures and more information, visit adamswealthadvisors.com.
Hey there, we'll get you back to the music soon, but quick question. Does your home ever feel a little off? Like one room feels fine, but the next room is too hot or too cold. You might even feel a draft of air. Well, that's not supposed to happen. And that's where Cardall's insulation comes in. Cardall's uses high-performance injection foam insulation that fills in the cracks and gaps, so you have a home that feels more comfortable in every room. And spring is the perfect time to get it done, before that summer heat shows up and your AC starts working overtime. Call Cardall's Insulation at 755-5012. That's 755-5012.
KVNU's For the People Theater Hour with Charlie Schill here in the studio. We are just about to be inundated with theater options. It starts slowly building up next week. And
funny you should mention that.
I saw the calendar. And
what you really thought I was going to lead with today was Come From Away, the mystery musical that the lyric has been keeping under wraps for 9 months.
I appreciated in the story you wrote at CashValleyDaily.com about this. I appreciated that you kind of explained a little bit of what a lot of us don't know, which is why these contractual obligations get written in. Because it doesn't make sense why you wouldn't be able to announce the minute you have it booked, but there's a pretty good reason for that, right? For the embargo.
If you've got a touring show wandering around the country or something like that, you don't want to kill their audience.
Yeah.
Somebody's saying, oh, well, why should I pay $150 to see this in Salt Lake?
Yeah.
When I can see it.
If I just hold off a bit.
For $60, it's the lyric.
Yeah.
I don't know that that's the particular reason for this deal. Or they might have been I don't know, the booking agent might have been waiting for a better offer.
Like maybe we'll sign, maybe we won't.
Yeah, it could be. No, I'm sure that wasn't the case. Booking agents are not
never
avaricious like that.
No. Never. That's the unappreciated side of what Wendy Hassan and her team do, is they have to put up with the business side of theater, which I'm sure could get pretty frustrating sometimes. But yeah, in general, this is a big get.
Oh yeah. This was performed. A touring show came into the Eccles Theater in 2024, a couple days after Trump was reelected. And did this show. It's about the culture clash that happens when 7,000 airline passengers suddenly end up in a small town in Newfoundland when the U.S. closed its airspace after September 11th.
And this is based on a thing that actually happened.
Actually happened, yeah. The whole thing, you hear stories about people from other cultures suddenly getting together and shaking hands and kumbaya and all that jazz. And this really happened.
Usually you just kind of know it wasn't that peaceful or nice.
Yes. But this really happened. 10,000 people who live in this town opened their homes and their hearts to these 7,000 people who were stranded there.
Yeah.
And took care of them.
Yeah.
And it's a gorgeous show. It's got great music. And when you say the award-winning musical, this one is really the award-winning musical. I mean, it took a Tony Award for Best Direction, 5 Olivier Awards when it was performed in London's West End.
Yeah.
5 Outer Circle Critic Awards and 3 Drama Desk Awards in New York City, 4 Los Angeles Drama Critics Circle Awards.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Tons of honors for the show, to a large extent because it was topical and it works. And
it doesn't beat you up with a message.
No, it doesn't.
And I always appreciate that.
The other thing is that it's really a small cast show. I mean, there's only about a dozen people in the cast.
Oh yeah.
But they play 30. They're double and triple cast.
Yeah, a lot of costume changes for the same people.
That was part of the problem with the show they did at the Eccles years ago. Without costume changes, I had trouble figuring out who was who.
Yeah,
because so many people showed up on the stage. The same people showed up.
Yeah, looking the same but playing a different person. And
yeah.
I remember that. If you weren't familiar with the story, it was
confusing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But and they could take care of that with a few costume tricks. This summer. So we'll see what happens.
I think this will be another sellout. I think
it's a good show.
Yeah,
and it's got a great cast. On the equity side of the house, you got Paul Mitry, Herb Newsom, our great performer, Herb Newsom,
resident expert in entertainment.
And there's another equity actress, Angelique Struthers, that's going to come in. Other than that, you got Emily Elvie Despain, Ariana Walcott, Kyle Cotham, Jonah Newsom.
Wow, this is
just a great cast.
Greatest hits of the Lyric Theater.
Yeah.
Cast wise, that
and this will mark the reopening. This season will mark the reopening of the Lyric Theater and the 60th anniversary of the Lyric. So expect big things.
This made sense, but it took me by surprise. I ran into one of the cast members of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and she was telling me that she mentioned something about working for the Lyric this summer, and I said, "Are you done after the second run of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?" And she said, "Oh no." And I hadn't thought about this, but they have them understudying in all the other shows.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of crossover cast in all of these. And then some people are actually main cast in some of the later shows that are coming up.
I think Charlie runs almost to the end of the season.
Yeah. It starts June 18th. Is that? I'll have to look that up. I think June 18th is the first night. I'll double check this so that I don't.
I should have brought one of the schedules, but as a matter of fact, I cut my schedule up the other day trying to figure out.
Because it's changed so much.
Oh my God, you can't believe trying to make sense out of the. The only way I could do it, I sat down this morning. I had the tickets from the Lyric, and I have the tickets from UFOMT, and I put them together and put them in chronological order, and then I started looking at them. Oh boy!
You realize,
boy!
This isn't going to work.
Well, that's what I was trying to figure out. Is this going to work?
That's here we go. Charlie and Chocolate Factory. It's back. So June 18th, the first opening night again.
Good memory.
And this is then the 19th, the 20th. Then it's back July 2nd, 8th, 17th, and 29th. Those are the evening shows.
All the way to the end of the season.
That's right. And then there are 2 matinees in here as well, June 27th at 1 p.m. and June 25th at 1 p.m. So, yeah, pretty much the whole Lyric season, they're running throughout that.
And if you're going to have understudies,
yeah,
that's a good way to use them.
Just mix them in through all the rest of the shows.
Yeah.
All right. More of the For the People Theater Hour with Charlie Schill here in the studio right after this.
News Talk 610 AM, 102.1 FM, KVNU.
Here's Chad Norton, the lawn doctor, with another tip for your lawn.
Over the next few weeks, you'll see weeds fight for space and try to take over your lawn. Dandelions pack about 200 seeds on each flower. Those seeds can blow up to 5 miles and live up to 7 years. We can help you win the weed battle. We can feed your grass to make sure it wins the battle and keep it lush and growing all season long. Call the Lawn Doctor at 753-LAWN or go to lawndoctor.com.
Are you a country music fan? Rock, pop, hip-hop? The kind of music that gets you moving. If so, you're going to love this year's Cache Valley Cruise in Concert, featuring rising country music star Cooper Allen. This guy's energy is off the charts. His music has millions of streams, and when he sings, the whole place feels it. Cooper Allen live with special guest Ingrid Andress. Incredible music and even better live and up close. Ingrid Andress, Cooper Allen, Thursday, July 2nd at this year's Cache Valley Cruise In. And it's shaping up to be an all-American night of music, friends, and fun. And you should be there. Buy your tickets now at the Cache Valley Cruise In website or in-store at Lee's Marketplace. Ingrid Andress, Cooper Allen at this year's Cache Valley Cruise In Concert. Buy your tickets today.
Get your vehicle destination ready at Discount Tire and Automotive. Before the summer heat hits, stop in and save big on tires, maintenance, and more. Through May 31st, get an $80 rebate when you purchase a set of 4 Goodyear tires, plus 12 months, no interest. And save $15 on an AC recharge or $25 off a synthetic oil change. See store for details. Discount Tire and Automotive in Logan, Smithfield, and Providence. The brands you trust, the team that keeps you rolling. Online at webtires.net.
We have a history buff listener, Charlie, who says that Ballum should play Ben Franklin to get a better age match than John Adams in 1776.
That is true because a lot of those people who signed the Declaration of Independence were actually fairly young. They were in their 30s and 40s.
Yeah.
Before we go out here, I got to talk about The Cat in the Hat. That's the show that's playing for kids at the Utah Theater
And we say for kids with quote fingers because if you're an adult, you should go too.
You should too, yes. But the show is directed by, and I can't pronounce the woman's name, but she's a guest director. They brought her in. She's really good with physical comedy, and oh my God, is she good with physical comedy? Because that's what this show is. Rather than reciting the entire text of Cat in the Hat, they bring it to life. They perform it. They may recite it as well. I may have missed some of that because there was a lot going on that stage.
In typical Seuss style, right?
Oh, and it was wonderful. We took my grandson to see it, and I don't know. Calvin is one of these hyperactive kids, and I really thought when we first started taking him to these things that he'd be a problem. And
wouldn't sit still for the whole show.
Yeah, other than spilling a huge vat of popcorn. He was perfect because he was totally mesmerized by this thing.
That's easier said than done.
Yeah,
with young children,
yeah,
even with Dr. Seuss content.
That's not a trick that comes easy.
You have to have a lot going on the stage.
And this show is just, we had some theater veterans there. Nico Barlow plays the boy, and McCade Biggs, he played the TV kid in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
He played the Cat in the Hat. And there's a lot. It's just total action, total excitement. The kids were mesmerized and just had a ball. Thing 1 and Thing 2, holy cow.
Really?
Yes. Oh,
that was going to be my question. How'd they do that?
Oh, wow. They were wild. And they came off the stage and down the aisles and all that kind of jazz. But in the lobby after the show, they almost did the whole show all over again for the kids.
Really?
And there was just a mob of kids packed around them, just excited to be near them.
That's very cool.
It was a wonderful show. And it wasn't really very, very crowded. This was their opening show, maybe half full. But get out and see this one and take the kids. They're going to love it.
That is, and you can do that twice on Saturday, right? 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock.
And then again the following Saturday on the 23rd.
Okay. 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock those days as well.
And it's worth seeing. And if you're an adult, you're just going to it's going to be unbelievable to watch the effort that the actors are putting on. It was a wild, wild, wild show and fun.
That is very cool. This is Cat in the Hat by Katie Mitchell is the woman's name.
She adapted it, yeah.
The official adaptation, right?
And it's not a musical. It's got music and singing in it, but it's not a musical.
Sure.
And it runs about an hour, which is plenty of time for the kids to get bored, but they're never going to.
They're not going to. This is also, it's a fun one to see, even if you don't have kids and you're looking for something to do this Saturday or the next. It's a pretty wild show to see.
It's Seussical the musical they did years ago.
Yeah.
This is a totally different show.
Cat
in the Hat is a totally different show, and it's good.
Very nice. And I want to point this out too. Cheap.
Yeah.
Tickets for this are pretty decent for $5 for kids. So something to get the family out to. 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock this Saturday, another 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock show the Saturday after. And this is also through the Utah Festival Opera. So check that out, playing at the Utah Theater this weekend and next. That's the For the People Theater Hour for this week. Charlie will be back with us next Thursday at 4 for more. You can read his work between now and then at CashValleyDaily.com. Stick around for hour 2 right after this here on